There you go.
You're live.
We are live.
There you go. Be careful what you
Yeah,
say.
we gotta act right. Tina's in the room, so we should have been acting right anyway.
We're not worried about Tina. She can't fire us.
All right, it's 4 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the August 19th meeting of the Finance Committee to order. Roll call in attendance is Mayor Hobbs, Alderman Parsley, Vice Mayor Messick, Director Burrows, and Alderman Crossland. All right. Item number 2.
Make a move, we approve.
I'll second.
Aye.
All right, unanimous to approve the agenda. Moving on to item number 3.
Make a move, we approve.
I'll second.
Aye.
All right, 3-0 to approve the minutes of the prior month's meeting. Public comments? Hearing none, we will move to item number 4. We'll move to item number 5. Review of ADP software purchase for payroll and HR. Director Burrows, is the floor yours?
Yeah. This is an item that was put on the agenda by the administration.
Yeah.
To review or to discuss purchase of the ADP software
Snooze, you lose.
for HR and payroll. I don't have a lot of the details on it. I see you have a sheet in front of you that was provided by admin, which I know some of you were discussing beforehand and reading. I just have a few items I want to talk about on this particular thing. Taking on a software conversion or a software change is difficult. Are we set on this software, or did we put out a request for services? Did we try others? Are we familiar with others? Are we set on ADP? This item is not in the budget. These types of things take time and they take resources. Who's going to manage this project?
What do you mean by managed?
Who's going to implement it?
ADP. So the way that this was explained to me is it'd take 34 weeks and that we would run side by side until we felt comfortable to pull the string. So they would manage it through the process for us, and we wouldn't have anything to do except when there's a bug, just try to work through the bug as far as information goes. The reasons that this came about, just so everybody, it's no secret, we never rolled Paycom out correctly. It was before your time. Mark, Donnie, and I were here. We all voted for it because it was put in as a saving thing for a person versus having to hire somebody when Lisa was here. I think that it's a good concept. I was all for Paycom. I fought in the trenches when it wasn't going good to keep it. The reason that we're looking at a conversion, or we want to talk about a conversion, is two or three things. Paycom's it's hard to deal with when you want adders. Everything is a cost to add, and it's always an issue. It takes forever to get it added. The benefits, if you look at the sheets given, right, we talk about some problems. We talk about how they would be worked, and of course, you know, in anything you do, that number is getting to be, I mean, Anthony, you'll have to correct me, right? I mean, we're north of 120-ish for the service that Paycom's providing right now, a year. With ADP, we get a few more things that make more sense for training and some things that they're giving to us in the package, okay? And they're offering us, as you can tell on here, right, it's $91,000 for 3 years. That's stuck, it's set, it won't change, it doesn't go up. So it's about a $30,000 a year cost savings with the same tools and better features. The things internally that we won't see, that some will, if you have departments, is the dashboards can be built to what you're checking for, whether it be people's vacations and different things. But to your original question, they would do the conversion. And part of what we ran into with insurance, right, is it took us a pretty good period of time to get Paycom and Blue Cross to talk, or Doug, Paycom, and Blue Cross, however you want to say those things. Paycom's not bad, right? We rolled it out way wrong back when we did it, and it's gotten a lot better since Anthony and Kelly has taken over. But this is just something that we're looking at for some cost savings with some better features.
Well, that's why I started with that question of who's gonna manage this, because Paycom was not rolled out correctly, and we've fixed a lot of the bugs on Paycom. We've gotten the city employees, you know, used to it, working with it. We're gonna have to go through that retraining period. So whoever manages this project, the implementation, I mean, we are gonna have to work closely with them. I mean, there's a lot, the setup up front is 90% of the battle. If you get the setup correct, you know, yeah, there's some bugs always in these things, you know, but the setup is critical. So that's why I was asking that question. And then there is, you know, the retraining of the staff. I mean, we're gonna have a lineup at finance, you know, with pitchforks and torches.
When you say retraining, I mean, now that we have them, I mean, you gotta figure we went from nothing to clocking in on your phone or scanning a badge. I don't think that process is gonna change. Jump in here if I get something wrong.
No, they'll still be able to clock in and out on their phone, just like they do now. It'll just be a different app, or they can use the time clocks that we provide, like we put into place this year.
So hopefully, Anthony, and I mean, and I'm not discrediting all your things, because they're good things, and somebody's gonna get the ball. You're right. But I think that since we've got them all going that way, it's just a change of the look. The process will be the same. You'll still clock in the same. It'll just say ADP. All your information will be in there the same. So, and look, if we're not interested in it now, that's okay. They give us a deal. They're gonna honor this price when they came in from 3 or 4 months ago that they give us, even though the special's off. But you know, is it a perception about Paycom? Does everybody feel that that's all gone? Or do we feel that we're still having problems? And is it worth, you know, 90 grand to swap. That's what it really comes down to, right?
So are we still having problems with Paycom?
From time to time, yes. Now, and I'll say this, I'll be honest and tell you, I'm not married to Paycom by any stretch of the imagination. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate because I've been through these conversions before. And they never go like the salesmen tell you that they're gonna go. If they say it's gonna be 6 months, it's 9. I see Thomas, or Alderman Crosland, shaking his head, yes, so I'm certain he's familiar with it. It's just, they never quite go quite like is said, and I'm just warning everybody, there's a little bit to bite off here. And that's why I say, the management of it up front and the setup is critical, the training up front is critical, and we had none of that with Paycom, and you see what happened there. So I'm just, I'm throwing out some warnings to make sure that, we discuss this now, because if we decide to do this, and, we have the lineup standing, and finance is gonna get hit first thing. Why are we doing this? Why? And if there's glitches and bumps and things, we're gonna have to deal with it, and I already know this. And we're already biting off a lot of different new projects and things in the city, and it's gonna wind up at our door. So I'm just warning everyone, just throwing these things out there so we discuss them.
Let me ask this question, Mr. Burrows. Which one's the best system, in your opinion?
The better system, the best system? I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no one system, and when I went through this very conversion on payroll at the city I used to work for, I called all over literally the West Coast. I spoke with 26 different finance directors. And do you know how many of them told me that they were 100% happy with their software? Not a single one.
Zero.
Zero. Yeah, zero. Not one of them told me they were completely happy with their software. It depends on what you like. It depends on how efficient it is for the end users. Some are stronger at reporting. Some are more efficient in the payroll. Some have stronger HR modules hooked into them. So it just kind of depends. You ask 10 different people and you'll probably get 10 different answers. ADP is I think the larger, more popular one, I would say.
Well, that was the question before we started the meeting that I was asking.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we come up with Paycom, why are we going to Paycom? When basically all of our businesses around here, financial institutions and everything, uses ADP.
Yeah, I was not here and I was not privy to the
Yeah, I
conversation
realize,
of
I realize
why
that.
we chose Paycom to begin with.
We let Lisa handle that.
Yeah, we did.
And
That was a
Mark,
mistake.
we let Lisa take the ball, and she interviewed 3 or 4 different ones, and she settled on Paycom. You guys probably remember, it was rough, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mayor Howard wanted out, everybody wanted out, it wasn't going well, and then Anthony came on board, and Kelly came on board, and then Tina came on board, and all of it has been smoothed over to the best we can. We're still having a few things here and there, it's not awful, but it was the fact that when we rolled it out under Lisa's administration, we said, here you go. We didn't teach you nothing. We didn't train you on nothing. The things that this one is a little different, as Anthony said, right? This one here is a little stronger for HR, which our city needs all the help we can get with training, okay? And it ain't just like HR training, it's training the employees. You pick modules that go to the departments, okay? And look, I get Anthony's concerns, right? He came here, he's done 3 audits in 18 months. He doesn't want to do another conversion. And look, I get it. I truly do. And I'm not pushing it other than, look, we've had them in. We've had some conversations with them. We think that there's some advantages and there's some cost savings. That's the pitch. There is nothing else. As he says, I don't care who you pick, we're going to have problems. It's part of what happens. And if we need to wait, then let's wait. It's okay.
So when it comes to the cost, you mentioned we'd be running for 34 weeks, Paycom and ADP concurrent. Would we be paying both
No, you don't pay ADP until the conversion is over.
until the conversion?
Everybody signs off that they're ready to swap.
Okay.
It's-
And then, it's the 30 grand savings for the first 3 years, then it's
Then we're back at the
was
standard.
10% more, so after five, I mean, we get 5 years at the same cost. And who knows what happens after 5 years.
Correct. And listen, Anthony brought up a good point. Salesman ain't gonna come in here and tell you, this is gonna suck and it's not gonna go right and we're not all gonna be happy, 100%. The thing that they offer that's a little different, and I wasn't as involved when we integrated to Paycom, is there's different ones that handle different parts of it, and so you have a team to work through this with. And I don't know how Paycom was, I just know 50% of the problem with Paycom was us. We just did an awful job. The other part of it is we have a lot of the employees who have a lot of tenure, who don't like cell phones. And that took us another 30% of it. And so that's why we went to time clocks in 3 different departments, so that they didn't have to use their phone. Once we did that, it got easier. Like I said, we continue to bolt on what's easy. The only problem I have with Paycom myself is every time I want to bolt something on, there's a big fee involved. You know, I can't remember the number, I think it was $1,200, $1,100, somewhere in that area, just so that if you have a certification attached to your name in the city, that it can be bolted on and it pops up for your manager and for HR, hey, this certification's old, is there a new one? Do we even have the certification anymore? Because if you, a lot of people within the city, when they get a new certification, they get a bump in pay. Well, if they don't keep the certification, then we shouldn't pay them that. I mean, that's one thing that we've got to get better at. If you don't keep your certification, then why did we pay you more?
So I'm gonna ask a
Sure.
silly question, but I for the life of me don't know the answer to it. So we're spending $91,401.08 a year for this.
No. But that's what the cost would be, you're spending.
That's the
It's about
ADP first 3
$140.
years.
Is that a total of 3 years, 91,000?
No,
That's per
it's
year.
per year.
Per year, all right, so that's what I'm saying, yeah. $91,401.08 for ADP. Why can't we just hire a payroll person and let them handle it here?
Because I feel like we'd be going backwards.
I'm
instead
just
of
asking,
forward.
you're not gonna pay that payroll person $91,000. You're gonna pay her
Yeah, but you-
45, maybe tops, 50?
I don't think you can't get anybody in finance for under about 60, but 50-ish, 60-ish,
Yeah.
somewhere. Then you put in benefits and everything else, time off, and a backup. I promise you it is cheaper to go with software.
But Mark, this software does more than just payroll.
Yeah.
It does a lot more.
Does your W,
But,
It does your onboarding, we tie our onboarding in with this, and then like, depending on the job description the person was hired under, the job requisition, it does a lot of specialized training for that job requisition, that job description, whatever you wanna call it. It does a lot. There's
Between-
a whole lot to it.
between payroll, benefits, and HR generalist functions, you're talking about 3 people, at least. That the app covers, the process covers. My question is, are we like Hamlet? Are we so far in with Paycom that it's easier to trudge on than it is to turn around and go back?
No, we can do it. And again, I'll say it again, I'm not married to Paycom. And, you know, if we want to go to ADP, I mean, okay, you know, we'll pick up that mantle and, you know, and go with it. I just want to go in with eyes wide open. Because last time, it appeared, just from the history the way I understand it, there wasn't a lot of conversation. Or let's put it this way, there wasn't a lot of the right conversation, there wasn't a lot of the right questions asked, and it didn't go well. you know, it didn't go, it didn't go well. And I just want to go in again, eyes wide open, and have the difficult conversations up front, so everybody understands, we can do this, you bet. But
It's not gonna be a piece of cake.
no, and they're telling us 34 weeks up front, and that might be 46 weeks. I mean, I don't know, I've just never seen one of these go smoothly, and like they say, and I just want everybody to know, there's gonna be a learning curve, there's gonna be retraining, et cetera, et cetera. So if we're gonna do it, we just need to ask the right questions and have these hard conversations up front, and if you wanna do it, we'll do it. But
But yeah, I mean, you're
Just
right.
know.
We'll spend the first 6 weeks explaining why I gotta switch apps.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's the way it goes.
So, go, on, I'm sorry,
And I
go
can
ahead.
handle
All right.
Yeah,
That's not my problem. Anthony, if they're lined up in finance, you send them up the stairs.
I will gladly
I'll
do
take care
that.
of it. That's not a
It-
problem.
it's-
And I'll do the training. I'll do the training with the employees and with the managers and supervisors on what their portion of it has to be.
Yeah, it just, Kelly, how long did we deal with people to fix Paycom issues? How many months and months? Because it wasn't set up right, and as we dug into it and dusted stuff off and dug into the setup, things just weren't set up from the get-go. And some of it was Paycom, I felt, a lot of it was on our side, you know, things like that, and, you know, this went on for, I don't know.
Probably the better part of 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, it was just,
You've had issues since I've been here.
yeah.
There's still some issues that we're working to resolve. It's kind of a behind the scenes in the actual setup to make it easier for managers.
Yeah, but here's what we gotta think about. By not looking towards the future and not changing, we're standing still. Am I not right about that, guys? I mean,
I feel, and there again, I'm not having to do the work, so
no,
I may be
I
biased.
know, me neither.
I just feel that from what they've shown me, the capabilities and stuff, it's an easier path.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, Paycom is a little cumbersome. I mean, there's some things in there that you gotta know how to navigate around, and this is a little simpler. But you know, you can't discredit what Anthony's saying, because I know he's thinking that it's, but,
Yeah.
but Donnie's correct, right? If we get out the other side and we're better off and we've saved money, then we probably move in the right direction. But if we don't feel that that's the case, we shouldn't just do it for money.
I think from the finance committee's point of view, I think the money is pretty much a wash. I don't know that the money's really an issue. What I'm hearing is Director Burrows is not all the way on board yet. Is that a fair statement?
yeah, I'm not against it, and if we vote to do this, clearly, you know, we're 100%, you know, finance is 100% in, and, you know, again, all I'm saying is, I just want everybody, I don't want to start off like Howard, this happened with Paycom.
Yeah.
I'm a different finance director, and I have a different team, and I want to do this right from the get-go, and that means having these hard conversations up front. So if we all decide to do this, fine, but when the complaints all start 6 months from now, I'm gonna be like, no. So that's when we're really gonna get into it, and I'm gonna be, you go talk to somebody else, that's where we're really gonna get into it, because that's what I'm not gonna wanna
Lisa
hear.
spoke up, said,
My,
Rita, I'm sorry.
my feeling,
I'd slap him.
my feeling, Mayor, is to give this one more month, push a decision to September, to give Anthony and Tina some time to,
Sorry, Tina, I didn't mean to call you Lisa.
marinate on the rollout, and, you know, I do think Director Burrows made some very good points that 4 extra weeks may help, as opposed to making a decision today.
And I agree. I think that we need to probably get them back in.
Yes.
And we need to get Anthony, and let's have the tough conversations, and then we'll come back next month, and if we haven't solved concerns, then let's move on. If we've solved the concerns, then let's have that conversation. Is that
I think that's,
You feel okay about that?
Oh, absolutely. Like I
Yeah.
said, if this is something we want to do, you know, I'm not married to Paycom again. But again, I just want to ask the good questions. I want everybody here to understand. And did anybody hold ADP salespeople? Did anybody hold their feet to the fire and ask them the tough
Well,
questions?
you know, I remember talking, and think, us, when we went through that, Joe, and correct me if I'm wrong about this right here, but what, was we told that ADP wouldn't work with our system that we had? Wasn't there something to that point?
I don't think so.
No. I don't
We-
remember ever
we
talking
talked
about
to them
ADP.
about,
I think it was a price thing.
yeah, with
Is that what it was?
ADP,
Okay.
so when we did this, when we brought Paycom in, they did kind of what ADP's doing. They came in here, they went to the bottom, and ever since then, every time we want something new, it costs a ton of money to add it. So the difference here is they've come to the bottom, but they give us all the adders plus some that we don't have that we're looking for. But that's how we got Paycom in. That's how we didn't even have the conversation about ADP.
Right.
And at the time, Christine Davison, or I think that's her name.
Right.
She was gonna roll it out, and
Yeah.
what a nightmare, okay, just to be honest with you. It was awful, and it took Anthony, Kelly, and Tina the last
yeah.
6 to 8 months, and look, it's 150% better today. People aren't fussing as much, okay? The goal here is to get us some more tools that we don't have for less money. And if I go to ADP and ask for them, I know it's an extremely costly process, so.
There might be a time during the year that it would be easier for you to take this task on, Anthony. I mean, you don't want to do it while you're right in the middle of an audit or
Now's the
when we
best
get
time
into
for it.
budget time, so.
Now is the best.
So-
I hate to say it that way,
If
but
we-
in the year.
Yeah, because we just finished the budget and we're just wrapping up with the last audit and we're just getting caught up. And to use the mayor's word, I'm just trying, ADP is a great system. There's a lot, some people have groused about it and it's not 100%, it's not a panacea to fix everything. It's a very good system though. I don't have a problem with ADP at all. But to use the mayor's word, I'm just trying to avoid the awful.
And a second bad rollout means you've lost the rank and file forever.
Oh, they're
A
gonna.
second bad rollout means
Yeah.
that. Does a month make a difference in killing your schedule or?
So that's the point I was going
Yeah.
to bring up. If now's the best time, and we're going to do this, I mean, I'm pretty sure we got the votes to take this on. Why don't we just do it?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm somewhat familiar with ADP. Again, I would like to talk to their team because I want to ask them some questions. So when this happens, and I want to, you know, like I don't see any details on there about exactly what we're getting for this $91,000. What modules are included with that $91,000?
So I can forward you the big, long presentation that has all that. I just took the little fact sheet for in here, but I'll get that to you. And the other side of the rollout too, you gotta understand that over 2/3 of the city now uses a card with a clock. When we first rolled it out, nobody had a card, nobody had a clock, everybody was forced to a phone. But it's water and sewer, rec center, Public Works, all have a badge with a key, and that solved a ton of issues for us, because we're not forcing them to a phone, which we took the 3 biggest departments, and did that with.
Yeah.
So, but Anthony, I'll get you that, and, like I said, I just brought you a little comparison sheet is what I've done, but I'll get that to you.
Yeah, so to your question, to the Vice Mayor's question, there's not really a benefit of delaying for a month, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because our time frame is actually better now. Because again, they're telling us it's gonna take 34 weeks. I mean, it's gonna, and we're already gonna be getting busy at the beginning of the new calendar year. So actually, the sooner the better, to be honest with you. like I said, I just want to make sure of what we're getting and to make sure we kick this off right. And, you know, I want to hold ADP, you know, accountable and hold their feet to the fire. They're not going to like me by the end of this whole process. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, because I've gone through 4 separate conversions in my career, and they're always difficult. You know, they never go quite as smooth as what the salesmen tell you. And that's fine. We already expect that. We already know. Kelly knows. I'm sure Tina knows. I'm sure, you know, Alderman Crosland has been through this, you know, so we know. But, so, yeah, but right from the get-go, you know, again, I just wanted to have, you know, this difficult conversation.
I'm
Sorry,
not-
guys, but,
No.
you know,
No,
I understand.
I'm telling you, my biggest concern at this table is the finance department's comfort with moving. And if you're comfortable to go,
Yeah.
then, I mean,
Yeah.
your team will be the one pushing the boulder up the hill, I think,
And then-
so.
What we can do as well, right, I mean, is if you guys vote on it tonight, we'll get them in before the board meeting to meet
Yeah.
with Anthony.
There you go.
And that way, if he has a different opinion, we
We
can
can
kill
vote
it
it
at
down.
that time,
At vote.
okay? Anthony, you okay with that type of philosophy, is we'll get them in and you can ask tough questions, and if you don't feel that it's the right thing, then we'll offer your recommendation, and we'll either go forward or
Yeah.
hold.
yeah, no, bring them on in. I'll
that-
be more than happy to talk to anybody, so.
I mean,
So we need motion for that?
yes,
Yeah.
please.
Well, then I'll make it.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor of moving forward with the ADP conversion?
Ah,
Aye. All right. Good.
sorry, Anthony.
That's good discussion. That was a good discussion. All right, item number 6, Public Building Authority review.
So, this one's mine, and I just want to give everybody a quick update, since the last time we got together. So, we have a PBA board in place right now. We got 4 people to sign up, and we put them on the board. We've met. They signed the lease as of August the 8th. Everything that's happening there going forward is under the city umbrella now. The board of the PBA, we're trying to finish up paying the bills. Next month, I'll be able to tell you what number I need for you guys to help finish that process. The events that we had in July, even though we were using city employees, we put all that money in the PBA operating account because it was still technically under the PBA. We had 3 food events and 8 room rentals, and it went extremely easy and well. So Paul Thornton is the chairman, Sally Singles is the treasurer. We got them on the accounts this week. So we're moving forward. The PBA, we have an auditor in place that the PBA had picked before. The last general manager took all the PBA stuff to them, so we don't even have any of the paperwork or anything. And so those guys are gonna work to close that operational side down with the state and everybody. So that's kinda where that piece of the puzzle's at right now. Does anybody have any questions about until the 8th? Everybody pretty comfortable? I mean, and then the goal, Craig is still working with the county so that we can get a different lease signed with the county, and then we will dissolve the PBA as soon as we get that all worked out.
Don't we just go ahead and offer to buy it, still lease it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay to do that if that's what we want to do. I mean, and yeah, we can talk about that next month maybe, okay? But if we can't, then definitely, right? I mean, so now we have a PBA in place. I think we can get it all buttoned up and closed. There was a lot of information and stuff that I couldn't get because I wasn't a PBA member while we were trying to make it happen so that we didn't get ourselves into a bind. The biggest thing I'm seeing today is we've had some events that have have canceled or moved, and it's paying these deposits back, right? I mean, we have one we owe $2,000 to, one we owe $1,500 to, and one we owe $200 to. So we're gonna pay all that out, get all that done.
And the prior PBA had none of that money banked.
None, no money. But understand, as you move forward, we have probably 8 to 12 events that have paid either a deposit or paid on their event that we're going to have to eat.
That money's not available either, so.
It's not available for the PBA to give to the city, so the city's just gonna have to put that in their pocket and move forward as part of the process. So,
How much money did we put in the PBA account, roughly?
from July, is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in July, I'm gonna say we roughly put in $8,300-ish.
So to pay some deposits.
We will.
Pay some vendors.
They're still owed about $15,000. We're still trying to collect from bills that they had. You know, but just the auditor bill alone, is gonna be $12,000.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be upside down when we get done. And a lot of it too, you gotta understand, right, we cleaned up a lot of debt that, wasn't necessarily in the month. We had some outstanding bills that, had been missed or for whatever reason not paid, but we paid all those last month. So that's what I told the new PBA is listen, lights, water, your standard bills is all we should be paying in August for July. There's no food, we got all that cleaned up. There's no food costs, no nothing, okay? So it will, you know, even if the city paid, or if the PBA paid the city back for 2 people that we used for a few weeks, probably the first time in the history of that place it was in the black.
Yeah.
We took in way more than we paid out if you take away back bills that we had to pay.
Yeah.
And we'll get you a financial summary that I'll bring to the next meeting. We're trying to get all that closed out and move on. We've changed the name, we've changed we're in the process of changing all the ancillary bills over to the city. And then we had a meeting yesterday, I guess, right? For everybody to understand that it's just another department now. When a bill comes, it don't come to them, it comes to the city, to Anthony's group. When we get paid, we're setting it up to where you don't have to collect a check out there anymore. You can run a card, you can pay just like you would for the city, so that the financials go into the financial group, and we just worry about rent space. So we're close, we're close.
I don't know, Mayor, you can tell me that I'm wrong, but when we looked at things, you know, at the old conference center and the way things were, they were a little bit, I don't know, I'd say hand to mouth, kind of month to month in the way things were going. And that's why this transition period, we kind of got to cover them a little bit, smooth it over, and then going forward, it'll.
Yeah, the hand wasn't making it to the mouth.
Well, I mean,
I'll leave it at that, and the mayor can go from there. I don't know.
well, I mean, and Anthony brings up a good point, right? When you give a donation and it's 30 grand a month, that goes a long way in the month.
Yeah.
You take that out,
Yeah.
it hurts, okay? But the way we're structured today, we have 2 full-time people and a part-time person. That's how we're structured today, and that's the way I intend to be. We may get one more part-time person to help with setup and tear downs, but other than that, that's the number. 4 is the number, okay?
I want to say, and I want to say on the record, that it took a lot of guts to do this. It would have been easy to shut it down, and it would have been a hell of a mess. So it took a lot of guts to do it. And
Are you
for
kissing up
for
now?
that thing, no, it's true, Mark. It's true. For that thing to be in the black its first month,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Just 25 years ago?
It's just took 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you
So-
know, and I mean, and listen, part of that, right, you gotta understand, you sold $17,000 worth of flowers and vases and those things. Had that number not been in there, you would be writing a check today, or we would be
Yeah.
wouldn't have no power, we wouldn't have lots of things, okay? Even though that there's a few, great folks in the media that are unhappy that we did it, it was the right thing to do. Otherwise, if you close it, can you imagine the amount of suits and things we would get
Oh,
with
yeah.
people upset that you didn't, it was awful, it was awful.
We did,
So,
you did the correct thing on that, there's no doubt about it.
okay.
It's gonna work out.
Yep.
Okay.
Did that cover item number 7 also?
No,
Mayor?
so number
Okay.
7, number 7 is the Manchester Event and Visitor Center, maintenance review. So when we took over, you had one air conditioner working of 8. We fixed, what is that? 4. We have five units that are fixed. We had to put a new compressor in one where somebody put the wrong size in it. Just go down the line, okay? It was about $10,000 or $12,000 worth of fixes. You know, we're going to ask the county for half our money because that was part of the agreement. There's 3 big air conditioners that do not work. I got one to come on, but it won't stay running. And it's gonna cost us, about $85,000 to fix those 3 units. Now, the county agreed in their budget and finance to put up $120,000, and we would do the same to maintain our building, okay? What I'm looking for probably is, you know, and I guess I don't have to wait on the board, I just waited on budget and finance to kind of have a recommendation to fix them. We'll push it through as a resolution, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and order the units because it is something that, it's kind of like the rec center, right? You either have to close it or you have to fix it so people can use it. In 100-degree heat, we have an event out there tonight, and we've spent all day out there trying to get the little units to keep the big room cool so that we don't have to cancel anybody's events. So we have some emergency powers that we can use because it's a public building, okay? The other thing that we've got to do is there's a ADA compliant button we have to put in so that you can open the doors. We put the ramps in a few years ago that never got finished. And then we have the actual remodel that we've all been discussing, okay? And, you know, I think the remodel, putting in new floors, paint, and lights is probably gonna be somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000 when we're all said and done.
You won't get half of that from the county.
That we will not, that'll be on us, and we'll take that out of the money that you've already allotted us. We're not asking for anything more. I think that the $175,000 that you allotted us, will make it way out into the year without us having to ask for any more money. Our end goal is to start giving you money back, and I think we have a very good plan, with everything that's going on the space rental side, that we'll be able to accomplish that, a lot sooner than anybody would agree. So, but we are asking to use some of that money to do what we said, and get it ready to have it as a visitor center as well, okay?
So what's the number we're looking for at this point?
I mean, if you can give me the awarded $34,000 by committee, I can tell you that that's gonna go to the floors. The floors are $16,000. Paint is another $12,000, and then I'll come back and ask for the rest.
I don't see any reason why we can't do that.
It is budgeted money.
It is.
Yeah, we're not asking for anything extra. Like I said, we're gonna work within
All
that.
you need's a motion here.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right. Vote to approve $34,000. Donnie?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
3-0 is the vote.
Thank you.
I've never understood why we have to, once we put it in the budget, I never understood why we have to take it back before the board. It just don't make sense to
Anthony, would
me.
you like to? Because I raised Cain about this a lot, and they've had to call the comptroller, I don't know how many times since I've been here to tell me the
Well-
same answer.
So we actually do have to do it. Go ahead, Andy.
Well, there's debate on that, because see, I didn't like it either. And where I came from, we didn't do that, but now, that's a different state, so, you know, you gotta be careful with that. But, the answers we received predominantly from MTS, guided us back towards, you know, the way things are done now. But I'm still gonna take up that banner with the comptroller's office, because I'm not 100% convinced that that has to be done. When something is budgeted, and, you know, the board has been reviewed by the committee, and the board has passed it, the BOEM has passed it, it's budgeted,
Why do it again?
you know,
Some of this stuff we wind up voting on 6 or 7 times.
yeah, you know, the little details of, you know, maybe they put in for, you know, 3 Ford F-150 trucks, the fire department did, and we budgeted $200,000 for these. The 200,000 remains the same. Okay, maybe they changed their mind and now they want 3 Dodge Ram trucks. As long as they're within the 200,000, that's the important point. So I don't, anyway, it's, for right now, we gotta just stick with it, but I'm still, this is an ongoing, one of the many that I'm working with the comptroller's office on, so I'm not 100%, in other words, sorry, I'm just not 100% convinced of MTS's answer, so.
Because, I mean, I'm like Anthony, right? I mean, what we should be voting on is things that's not in the budget that we're asking for more money for. Right? Other than that, if it's in there, let's just go on about our day, right? But anyway.
Could I ask, what was the amount approved?
34,000.
34,000? Thank you.
All right, item number 8, proposed used vehicle purchase for the water and sewer department.
So, what I want to do there, and I want to get an opinion, this is, you don't have to vote on anything, but water and sewer, right, I mean, their fleet is in such bad shape that we're borrowing trucks from the rec center, from George, just to keep them guys working. They don't have the money to go out and buy 10 new trucks, okay? But what I want to talk about is hey, if we could spend $120,000 and get 8 good used Gov Deals trucks that come from the state, that's got a little bit of miles on them, that would be an immediate impact in them, in their ability to do work, right? Kind of like we did for the fire department. We don't have to have a brand new one today. We can't even get half the things that we've ordered. So I kind of want to just get everybody's talking point and get an opinion. Nobody says we have to buy new. Are you guys okay if we explore the avenue of buying us more that are good trucks for, you know, $8,000 to $12,000 trucks? That's going to give us 5 to 7 years while we finish that model of getting equipment turned over yearly.
I think the person in the city that knows more about buying trucks off gov.com is George. And I think he ought to be involved in buying those 8 trucks or 10 or whatever. But I'm okay with it happening.
Okay. Good point, because he's the one that brought it to me.
Yeah.
It ain't me. I want to give George credit, right? I mean, because we put stuff on there all the time. He came to me and he says, hey, because he's having to loan trucks. I mean, you know, and look, we're all happy to work together to loan what we need, but I just feel like that they could make a big impact until we can get out in front.
Hey, the one thing we know is we can't go from shot equipment to new equipment. We can't do that. So I think as a bridge, I think it's worth exploring.
Okay. So it was just something I asked Anthony to put on so that I could get everybody's opinion, so that if we go down this path and we come back and present that you guys are gonna be okay with what we're asking.
So we got $120,000. I think we ought to spend every penny of it on trucks.
Well, I mean, we gotta look, I think he put in for, there's one that I can't buy it, he's gotta have a crane truck.
Yeah.
And that's a new one, right? That's gonna pull the pumps and different things that we can't get to.
Right.
So we gotta buy him a new
That's
one
a
of those.
$60,000 truck there, right? Is that right?
I think it's a little more than
I
that.
do too, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a bigger,
Yeah.
I think we put around 200 or 200 and something thousand in the budget for new equipment and trucks. I'm just trying to get him the
Yeah.
biggest bang for his buck versus going out here and buying 3 new F-150s for $120,000.
It's budgeted.
It's budgeted, and we're not gonna ask you to go over our budget. I just wanted to get the opinion of used versus new.
Do you get 3 new trucks, or do you get,
8 to 10.
good used ones that'll, as Alderman Crosland stated, it's a good bridge?
Yeah,
Because the 8 new ones, that's a big bite of the apple all at once.
see, I personally think now that we ought to have a used fire engine, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I think agree with that too. Okay, so we'll bring something back next month to everybody on these trucks, and we'll have proposals, okay?
All right, item number 9, storehouse pantry funding request. Our friends at Storehouse Food Pantry, got a letter, they're requesting $3,000.
I make a motion that we give it to them.
I'll second.
All right. I don't think we need any further discussion. Let's go ahead and vote. Aye. 3-0.
So, if I can, I'm gonna cheat a little on the agenda because y'all got started without me. I have another request, and that's what I went to get, and I meant to bring it with me. So, Coffee County Humane Society. Miss Lund has reached out to me, and, the county, cut out their $10,000 a year donation to the Coffee County Humane Society.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. And it's really put them in a big strain and a bind this year. And she reached out to me, I guess, we've never supported them. I haven't seen where we've given money before. But Vera and what those folks do is pretty impressive. But the ask is, let's see, they're asking for $7,500 or $5,000 to $7,500, and they would spay, neuter, vaccinate, and all the things that they're trying to do today. Okay.
So if they lost 10, why don't we give them 10?
I think she would be overjoyed with herself if you did. She just, I think, was a little nervous to ask for that much. So she said, because I had the conversation with her, and I says, hey, what's the bottom? I mean, she'll take $1, okay?
Sure.
But what would be the bottom ask that we could help bridge the gap, and that's how she come up to the
Because
five.
it's an issue
Sure it
that
is.
we have to deal with,
Yep.
whether we like it or not.
Yep.
And if the county's not gonna pitch in, then we just need to step up.
It's an issue that's only gonna get worse and worse also.
It's not gonna get any better.
No. And if you'll remember, right, our donations in the budget was down quite a bit once you removed the conference center out
Yeah.
there. We didn't give, we give everybody who sent us something, and we did better than the ask,
Yeah.
even when we were
Yeah,
doing it.
we did.
You guys either doubled them sometimes, you give them 1.5, but you did better than everybody's ask. So there's money in there to do this.
So I'd say let's give Miss Vera $10,000.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
All right, let's vote.
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
Thank you. And Anthony, I'll send you that email, okay?
And I feel like I need to apologize for starting the meeting without you.
No, I ran to get it because it wasn't on here when I was looking at the agenda, so I apologize for
It's
that.
fully my fault, and I don't want to drag Alderman Parsley or Vice Mayor Messick down with me.
Hey, I tried to give him away.
Sure you did.
All right.
He's like, let's go, wasn't he, Donnie?
Item number 10, mental health consultant status and follow-up.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. I know that we approved, and the mayor signed a 3-month contract to provide additional mental health consulting for the first responders. It goes for 90 days. It's up and going. But once that's done, then the conversation, I know, is going to turn to either do we renew that contract or look at others. And I just want to let you know, we have advertised for requests for services for other mental health consultants to see what type of services are out there, from other groups, besides EAP was a group, I believe, that the contract was signed with here for 90 days, for, what type of consulting packages they would provide and the costs. So we are asking you know, for other bids. And not that this is just based on cost alone, because when you get into mental health consulting, there's a lot of subtleties that go in there, the packages and what's provided. Anyway, the bottom line is, that's where it's at. We've asked for other requests for services, and we'll see what comes in, and then we can put it up against this current 90-day contract and see what you all want to do here at the end of 90 days.
Didn't we vote to pass this? Did we not pass this?
No, what happened was, so the old contract was like $35,000 and it was only for first responders. You made a motion that you wanted to do the whole thing and it was $70-something thousand
See it
dollars.
right here?
So when
So
we
it's
did
gotta
that,
be-
we had to advertise it and that's how we got to where we are today.
Okay.
And I'm just letting you know, we are advertising, and we'll see what comes in.
We'll get all them quotes and we'll bring them next month and then give you something to vote on to take to the board.
Okay. All right, add, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna add an item, sorry.
Go ahead.
I wanted to just breach another topic. I know in the upcoming BOMA, we've got an item, an ordinance, first reading of an ordinance for a new policy handbook. One of the items in there has to do with the sick leave accruals. And I don't know, Mayor, if you want to put, or maybe Tina could help us out, but what's lacking in there, and remember the conversation we had on the longevity pay, when I finally got a chance to take a look at that, there's some details in there that I'm a little, again, I'm gonna ask some tough questions, I just want to raise some of the details. If we change that cap and roll over anybody that has anything above that cap to TCRS, there's other programs, it's not just with TCRS, there's balances with Voya and other places. So and we don't have to go into it all now, but I was just a little curious about some of those details. I know Kelly and I sat down and looked at this and kind of went back and forth on it. And are there any other details to that at all? Or
So let's
are we just voting on the cap only?
So okay. So right now today, Tina, if I get it wrong, you tell me. Right now today, you can bank 2,000 hours.
You can make more than that, but the payout is 2,000.
Yes.
Which is a year.
2,080 is a year. So right now you have it to where if you leave the city, you can get paid for 2,000 hours. If you have over 2,000 hours, you lose them, okay? What we're trying to figure out and understand is how can we reduce the number of hours we pay out, meaning that the city's not gonna physically pay it out, but it will go into their retirement. They'll still get the money, and they'll still get all of it, right? So what's happening right now, okay? If you lose your job at the city because you got terminated, we still pay them out, right? It's very confusing as to what our payouts and different things are, but the first thing has to be, are you comfortable with leaving it at 2,000 hours? If you're not, let's have that type of conversation, what the number should be. And there's nobody that I know pays out that kind of time.
2,000 hours is asinine.
It's a big number. If you lose an employee, you pay for that employee all year while you've already hired another one and you're paying twice.
Do we accrue for that?
Yes.
Month
Yeah.
in, month
Yes, we
out?
do.
I mean, that's a massive accrual.
Yeah, it's a liability that we have to accrue for.
I mean,
So that's sick leave, right?
Sick
Yes,
leave,
that's sick leave.
That doesn't include, how much vacation time can that accrue?
320.
Huh?
The cap is 320.
And then you got sick time, vacation time.
Yeah. Sick and vacation.
hey, people can retire at 24. It's,
And
it's,
Wait a minute, how much vacation?
The
time?
maximum amount of vacation that we pay out is
320 hours.
320,
Yeah.
yeah. That we would pay out if they have 320 accrued and unused vacation hours. But we've got people that's got ungodly
Listen,
amounts of vacation.
we've got people with 3,000 plus hours.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Well,
They never
they're
do.
long-term employees that just didn't take off. They never leave here.
Oh, look at Chief Chambers, Chief I mean, some of the
Chief
people that
Chief
have been
Sy.
here a long time, you know, that have been here 25, 30, 35, 40 years. I mean, they have thousands of hours.
It is, and if I were one of those employees, I would do the same thing. So I'm not being critical of the employee. The system is a terrible idea. That is a massive liability.
Here's what I don't want to ever happen, is I don't want to ever cost those people that have been here over the years and that have accrued that much. I don't want to take it away from them in any form, because they worked under the assumption that they're gonna get that, and they deserve to get that,
Yes.
okay? It's our fault for letting that
I agree
happen.
completely, yeah.
Well, that's some of the details I'm talking about of, you know, when do we draw the line? Who do we grandfather in? What about people that have other
In other
retirements
words,
like with
correct the
Voya?
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and
it
listen, we would never take something from somebody. But from whatever day forward, we have a new plan.
Yeah.
And I think that, and listen, if you're an employee who leaves and you have that kind of time, you would probably want it to go into your retirement, because they will hit you tax-wise as a bonus of 30-something%
Yes.
of your monies. But I think we gotta get it under control to where we quit letting them get so much.
Well, I agree 100%.
Yep.
But how are we gonna pay it out in retirement?
Goes into their retirement account, dollar for dollar, isn't that right, Anthony? We still pay it out, but it's a benefit to them to not take it in a lump sum.
Not only that, they could start earning interest on it.
Well, and you're also, you know, you're paying it in over time, as opposed to when they leave now and you're writing a check for $125,000 or something.
Yeah.
So it's just,
That's something that almost should be up to the person that's leaving now, but let's fix it, so we don't get caught in a situation like that.
So I think what we need to do is Anthony and Tina and Kelly and myself will sit down, we'll come up with a proposal of what we think most area people are doing, and we'll come back and talk to you about that. And look, anybody that has more than that number that we agree to, absolutely, we're not taking nothing from nobody. But going forward, let's not let them build over a certain number. I mean, and so we'll come back to you guys. We'll get all that together. Now, what Anthony was talking about, that you're gonna see on the agenda for a personnel manual, understand what we've done. So we put together a little committee, we all sat down in a room, and we took from the code book what the job is and what it says, and anything it does with an employee, we put it in an employee handbook, and we're gonna give it to them, let them sign, so that they don't have to try to read a code book to find out what their job requirements are as far as what the city expects for their employment. It's just, we took it right out of one book, put it into an easy-to-read binder that we're gonna give out when we hire somebody going forward. That's what we're gonna ask for everybody.
Yeah. Which is standard practice pretty much everywhere.
Well, it's, listen, I don't know who reads the code book other than myself, because it tells me I can't do a lot of things. But you're not gonna find an employee that's gonna go download the code book, and we didn't give them the big ass binder, right? So
Yeah.
we're setting them up to fail. They don't understand what their vacation is, they don't understand what, you know, what's expected from them. So now it's in an easy accessible thing that we hand to you and say, listen, welcome aboard, we're glad to have you, follow these rules, you'll be here forever. That's all we're looking to do. But this was one thing that we were scared we wanted to address before we put the book out, but I think we want to go ahead and put the book out, and then we'll come back and address this. That's what I,
As is for now.
yeah, we're gonna hang on to it as we've got it, and then we will get this committee to help us make recommendations on the other, and then we'll amend that just like we would the other. Is that okay? Kelly?
All right, any other added items? All right, before Mr. Messick makes his motion to adjourn, Donnie, you got anything?
No, sir.
Mark? Mr. Mayor,
No, thank you. I think this is good.
do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
There you go.
I knew you was gonna be hesitant.
Mark?